we go, guys. Welcome back to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I am Greg, and that is Beth. And I just pulled one of the all-time dumbest moves.
So great, though, because you
So this is perfect for this episode. What's the name of the episode?
Keeping the old new.
Keeping the old new. All right. So we literally just had a 20-minute conversation.
Such a good conversation. Maybe 10, 15, not 20.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And what happened?
You didn't hit record.
I didn't record the fucking episode. And now we're going to start over.
It's all right.
Patience with each other.
Here's what I was
guys,
just thinking, though.
Cheers.
Like, it was too bad we didn't start recording that minute. Because that would have been a great clip of us just, you pissed and me just laughing my ass off. Like, you're like about to explode and I'm like, like I laughed so hard my stomach still hurt. Ugh.
So this is the whole point of this episode. I think it actually is just, it may make this episode better.
That's hilarious.
Because simply we're talking about like what makes the old new and how do you keep being together
keeping on
for years and 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 want to be together, right? Because it's goofy shit like that. Like, I can't believe I literally looked down my
and
computer.
He would have been so angry if I wouldn't have lost my shit and start like he was ready to like
throw
his
my
face turned red and you were like, and I was like, oh my gosh, Beth, don't laugh at him, don't laugh at him. I'm gonna fucking laugh at him. I can't help it. I can't help it. This is hilarious. It was funny.
I couldn't believe.
I started laughing, which led you to start laughing, and we laughed for like 3 minutes.
Welcome to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm Greg. That's Beth. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, iTunes,
Podbean.
Yeah. Right. So this episode is literally about, like, again, us trying to figure out ways to make
an old relationship new.
Relationship fucking fun and new, right? And you guys, if you've watched the Bar is Open with us, we've been around for about a year and a half on the like doing the podcast and stuff like that. We try and be pretty straightforward with everybody, but shit like that happens, and I was about to fucking explode.
You totally.
We were into some deep conversation.
We were not in deep. We were having
like deep.
Good
it was a good conversation.
We were having a great
and
conversation.
I can't believe that we. But you know what? It's going to be that much.
It is what it is.
So one of the things that, like, when we were talking
previously
is like, okay, so her parents are married for 60 years.
Right. 60
like
plus,
that,
yeah.
Right. And you go back to, how do you make, number one, you have to be able to live long enough to have that happen.
We come from very different
families. Backgrounds.
Yes.
Backgrounds.
Well, yeah. Well, you're a white boy, I'm not.
Right. So my parents were divorced when I was like 16, I think, right? And
13, I thought. Somewhere between 13 and 16.
At like 13. And I think one of the big struggles with my parents was that they lost a child.
Right. Well, it was a rocky relationship before that, and that was the icing on the cake.
Sorry to call you out, Dad, but life is life,
right?
Right. But I think, like, you know, when you have a death in the family kind of thing, like, it's a struggle. I absolutely love
it tests your personal resolve, not only your relationship resolve. I mean, it's just
there's some things that have to happen. Like, I don't know how you. In a lot of cases,
you should come closer, but a lot of people grow further apart.
Right. There's judgment. There's different things that, like, I could have done this. I could have done that.
Well, you probably also begin to see, like,
the
things that were already broken.
Right.
That now just become acerbated.
Right. So we have friends. We have a
couple friends that have lost children. Yeah.
Right. And their resolve
for each other
to stay together for the family or for whatever.
Well, I don't even think for the family, for them.
For each other. Yeah. I'm saying, like, I'm saying the family
unit.
Like, that like that household. Like, if say you have another child or something like that, right?
And we've had friends that lost a child that didn't have another child, and they still stayed together.
I mean, so I mean, there's things that that's true. So you kind of go back and you're like, okay, so how do we keep this together? And like, and then I look at like your mom and dad, who were together for 60 years or whatever. No. Yeah, 60,
like 63 or
60, something like that before your mom passed away.
Yeah.
Dad's 86.
86.
Lost her
6
3 or 4 years. 6 years.
6 years ago. I know.
But then again, it's like, okay, the same thing. We were goofing about this in our first try of this show. Is you're like, okay, you've been married once before.
Right.
Your brother's been married three times before.
My parents showed us the way to do it, and none of us have followed it.
You didn't follow those guidelines.
I am the least married of the siblings. You're my number 2. There will not be any more.
There will not be a number 2 for me.
No, this is it.
Right.
I mean,
this is it. This is over.
I'm not gonna
I
say
wish I
that
would have
you.
captured it, but
I know it was very heartfelt on your part. It was
I'm
very
glad at
sweet.
least you got
I did see it. I have friends that have
3 or 4
yeah
already.
under their
They're in
belt
their
and
mid
their
30s or 40
40s,
or
and
whatever.
I'm like, just stop getting married and just start
Just live life.
live life, live in sin. Don't get married.
It's not living in sin.
No, if you move into well,
Not
in
anymore.
my Christian mind,
You're a Presbyterian. Is that the same thing?
shut up, bitch. But yeah, so I mean, like this is it for me. Like I've also told you before, like jokingly, this isn't serious. I was like, if we get divorced, I might become a lesbian because I've now married.
Try the other
I've now
game.
married
Try the
2
other side.
men, and it didn't work. But
No.
it's different, like for you and me, than even my first marriage. Like I
Right.
remember that when we first started getting serious and we started talking about forever.
Yeah.
I moved and I had you move in with me, and my mother about shit her pants.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Very Christian, Hispanic, conservative woman, and she was so mad. And I finally just told her, I said, if I would have lived with Jamie, I never would have married him.
Well, even I think your dad at the in the back room before you were walking.
No,
out
not
was
even.
like,
We were getting ready to walk in the
that's what it was.
sanctuary,
Like,
and
I
he
got
is
the keys in
like,
my
I
pocket.
got keys in my pocket. You do not have to do this. I'm like, Dad, there's 200
if you
people in
hadn't
that
done that,
church.
So if you hadn't
But
done that,
I would never
me and you
change
would
anything.
and
I wouldn't
we would
change a
never have
thing
met.
because that's what brought
The butterfly effect. It's like
me to
you.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I will not do it again. What's the common denominator in two failed
Failed marriages.
I've had a few beverages. Failed marriages for this woman is me. So no more.
So how do we
None of
work on it?
us.
So one of the things that we talk about a lot is like between you and I is okay. It took us a long time to start coming together and being like very open with each other.
Well, it
Like
took
when
me saying I
something-
wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
And you were like, negative. We
Yeah,
said
we're
we were
not-
never getting divorced. And so we went to marriage
And that was
counseling.
what, like 10 years ago,
Oh.
maybe?
13?
13 years ago?
So,
No. We've
yeah.
been married for 13, 14
No,
years.
2013.
Oh, 2013. Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ.
No,
You wanted a divorce the
2013.
first week we
No,
got married?
2013. So it's been a good
8 years almost. So halfway through our marriage
18,
almost.
19, 20.
Right.
Yeah,
And
21.
we were having, everybody
It was the 7
goes-
year mark. I mean,
but
that's about.
there was some other
perfect.
external shit
No,
happening.
we had shit going on.
Right.
We had
And
shit going on before that even happened.
we
that
weren't paying attention
We
to
did
each
not
other.
face together. Correct.
We weren't open with each
We
other.
weren't friends.
We were always,
No,
we
at this
friends?
point we weren't
You think?
friends. No,
We were just living lives.
we were
Respectfully.
roommates.
That's a good way to put it. We were roommates almost.
And we didn't
We slept
dislike
in the
each
same
other.
bed.
We didn't like each other though. So literally, like I will give Greg full props. We are happily married today because we said we weren't going to quit. So let's try everything we can before we decide to call it.
Yeah.
And we did go to a really great marriage counselor, and she taught us how to talk to each other.
Literally. Like, I don't understand. Like, we talked all the time, but I don't think we talked
We didn't
honestly.
listen, and we didn't listen, and we would talk over each other. And she was like, get the remote control, and whoever has the remote control has the floor. And it sounds so fucking stupid, but it was so.
But you have to respect the process, too.
No, yeah.
Like, you have to be like, motherfucker,
I
got
have the remote.
goddamn thing. I'll hit you in the head with this.
And it took us some time as we were working through the shit that was going on. One of us would have the remote, and the other one would try to
there
talk
were
over.
still absolutely days where I'm just like I get up in the morning, I'm like just pissed off. Like I just wake
Oh,
up.
you are
pissed
a
off.
hateful person when you wake up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie.
Like
You're not
I need
hateful.
coffee.
You're grumpy.
Yeah.
You are
Not
grumpy
hateful,
AF.
grumpy.
But I'm used to that because that was Leanne, my roommate, all through college.
Just don't talk to me.
You didn't talk. You didn't even look at her until she had a cup of coffee in her hand and had 2 sips.
But nonetheless, like one of the things that I've over the years, and this is just being straight up honest, right? Is if I say something like back, I think in my 20s or even my early 30s, probably. I'm going to be 45 next week. And
Birthday, I keep
maybe even,
forgetting.
I don't know, maybe even through my whole 30s. I don't know. And it's something maybe I just catch myself now is if I say like a crass comment or a sideways comment, like I'm a dick sometimes, right?
Yes.
Like once in a while.
Yes.
Like maybe occasionally.
Sometimes.
So what I'll catch myself is say I'm going to get coffee. I'm just like, I have a habit of saying no a lot. Right? I do. And she'll just be like,
What?
Hey, can we do blah, blah, blah? I'm like, nope. And I just fucking walk out. Right? Because I'm like, I don't want to deal with shit. It's more along the line as like, that's just a fucking canned answer. And then I'll go like to get coffee or something. I'll be like, I'm really said that. Probably shouldn't have said that.
Here's where I
But
think
I'm starting to catch it
because
more.
when we never used we hardly ever
We
we've
don't
always
fight.
been
Yeah.
like those people
Yeah.
who don't. We never have
We're
drag
those people
out.
who don't fight.
No, we might raise our voice at each other for a moment, and for us, like raising your voice is like shut the fuck up for a moment.
Yeah.
But I always used to tell you if you would think through your words.
Oh no, the words come out before my
but
brain.
you've gotten better. Like if you would think through your words,
But when it's
you would never have to
pre-coffee,
apologize. I know, and most
that's
time
why you're
now,
just like you just go to your office.
when you're
like,
grumpy, 9 out of 10 times I ignore you. Once in a blue moon, you'll say something where I'll be like, "You better back the fuck up right now,
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
hit
about
you
to
in the
go
head
to
with a
jail.
baseball.
I'm about to go to jail because you're gonna be dead.
You're gonna go full Mexicana
Yeah.
on me.
You're about.
So
to
what
be
do you?
dead.
So like as we've like so what do you think was like? Do you think communication was probably like
Yes.
our biggest challenge?
Huge.
I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges for a lot of
Most.
people out there.
I would
Right?
agree.
It's just I think that we're very very open about like our money, our spending, and habits.
We are a shared account family.
Right. Yeah, and I think that can make a big impact if anybody's ever hiding something. Like we don't hide shit from each other. If you watch the prior podcast, we talked about like, some like porn, for instance, or something like that. It's like we don't watch that together, but we're honest with each other about it. We're open with, okay, what do you do? Like, why do you stay up until 2:00 in the morning? I'm like, okay, so we went through some times where, like check, like we were super. I don't know how to say this, but like looking at like phone logs and like being like, are you texting somebody?
Well, we had some shit going on between us,
and it's like we're an open book to each other. It's like go look, like there's nobody like there's never a moment in my life that I wouldn't be like open my phone. You know what I mean?
Now,
maybe a long time ago,
both of us had that moment,
right?
And
we were like, what are you talking? And it's not like we were fucking doing something, but
we weren't like planning the end of the world,
Right.
but we weren't like being our best friends
we're
either.
being open with each other. And I think that's a huge thing that's changed.
is,
And I think
it's
that's
really
a huge thing that
big,
people have
But
to.
I also think that not taking everything so serious is huge when you've been together as long as we have.
Right. Yeah. Nothing.
I mean, perfect example, you're about to flip your fucking mind out and I'm laughing my ass off. Now, you've done that to me before where I'm about to lose my shit and you're cracking up. I'm like, it's not funny. You're like, no, Beth, if you take a step back,
That's all it was.
really is funny. Just take a step back. And then I'm like,
and I think we're going to have a better podcast because of because we just kind of cleared some of the air on some of the shit. Right?
But
so you're right. It's like you have to find the silver lining in life.
I think along with that too is we talked about sex and porn in the last show, but that's making that a priority is part of keeping the old you.
Fair and honest with each other.
I mean, I feel like part of my responsibility in being a good wife is going out and buying sexy underwear and being like, hey, look what I bought today. Or, you're like, here,
what are you going to buy? Yeah. Dude, you went to Target last week.
No, I didn't go to Target. I haven't bought underwear since you bought me underwear. My cotton underwear, my cotton plain white. My workout panties, as I call them.
Right.
But then we also are very careful to make sure we have a date night every week.
Yeah. That's one thing that, again, it's like, how do you keep the old new?
Right.
Like, we've been together. A conversation we have on a fucking regular basis. Like, what do you want to do for dinner?
Oh,
I don't know. What do you want to do?
And he loses his mind because I'm a foodie and he's not. And so at 3:00, I am already thinking about dinner. He's like, we just had lunch 2 hours ago. I'm like, yeah, but it's fucking dinner time almost.
That's not a foodie. That's called an eater.
A
foodie's like somebody that's like
I'm being polite about calling myself a pig by calling myself
You're not
a foodie.
a pig. No, you
I
just like
love
to eat
food.
food.
I love.
But you're not.
I love to eat. I love.
You're
to
not
eat.
ridiculous about it.
Sometimes. I'm okay with that.
I could feed you pizza every single day. Fucking happy.
Pizza, Chinese food, or pasta? Fuck yeah.
Just carbohydrate.
Carbs, 100%.
I'm like, nope, we're eating steak. But we are very structured
like last week,
people.
we actually had a date night.
Yeah.
Like we got dressed up. Neither one of us drove so that we could both enjoy beverages. We went out. We had a great
and we
dinner.
Came straight home afterwards.
Well, because we started late too, though. But
but
like tonight, our date night, we're going to the pool.
Yeah,
we're gonna go hang out.
We got a 12-pack of something. Topo Chicos.
We're
gonna hang out at the pool
for an hour. I mean, it's gonna be late, but
whatever.
We'll go cool off.
But so what do you think?
And then we're gonna figure out. And then we're gonna figure out dinner.
Yeah. So what other things do we think? I mean, what helps to keep the old new?
I also think that there are dates that we treat as special. Birthdays
Birthdays are important in our house.
didn't used to be like in your
Oh,
family.
I fucked up once.
Your family birthdays weren't important, and my
No,
family's
they were
birthdays
just
were
like
huge.
everybody was gone when I was
No, I know, but
16.
In my family,
It was my
birthdays
mom
were
and me.
huge.
It was my mom and me.
So we make sure birthdays, anniversaries, even dates like Valentine's. We don't do anything special, but we get each other a card that says "I love you."
You know what we forgot to get?
What's that?
She was
She was there because I
Sorry.
saw somebody walking out with
Lotus
them.
Market days.
Damn it, Jim.
Anyway,
But so we make sure that we treat those dates as special.
I
and
think they should
eventful.
be. Like some people are like, no, it's just another birthday. But
Nope.
I think it's a day to
honor.
you can celebrate
the person you love.
whoever it
Yeah.
is. Right?
Like we make sure, like we in our family, we get nothing but cakes for our birthdays.
Nothing but cakes.
Nothing but cakes is what it's spelled like. Nothing but cakes.
Nothing but cakes.
Bunt. Nothing but cakes.
Sounds like you're saying butt cakes.
I'm gonna say butt cakes.
Butt
Nothing
cakes.
but cakes. And
Nut and butt cakes.
nut and butt cakes.
Nice. That's a new company.
That's a new company.
Nut
I'm gonna make some
Nut
cakes with
in
nuts
butt.
all around it.
We should probably stop talking about nut and butts.
But and it's funny because like literally at one point, because when we moved to Helotes, there is a nothing but cakes a mile
Right down
away,
the road. Right.
and we were buying them all the time. And finally, I was like, you know what?
I need something different.
Well, no, I was like, if we buy these all the time, they're not special for our special
Right, so
birthdays.
we do not get those.
We don't. We get them
We
twice
only
a
get
year
them
now.
twice a year. Yeah.
Unless one of us,
Unless your father or something
or
like
one
that.
of us doesn't feel good, or there's a reason to get
Yeah.
it. But I think it's just making sure that there are days that you don't treat like
You have
every
to
day.
treat each other, and there has to be special times.
You've got to figure out how to
Because
keep the romance alive.
Well, think about it like, okay, so like I said, like we've talked about, we do not have kids. We have dogs, right?
Right.
And we don't give them fucking birthday parties.
No, I mean, we
But
could,
if you had a
but
kid, if I had a kid, I'd be like, this is your day, buddy, or
Yeah.
Chica,
I
or
have
whatever.
a lot of my friends,
think
and the new
Chica's
thing
the
to
way they say
do
it.
with
I don't know. What do you call a little girl? Buddy?
Chica,
Still call her buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
buddy, baby, sweetheart,
Yes.
princess.
What do I call my girl dog? Hey, little girl.
You call her little girl.
I rub her on her head.
You call her by her name. I call her Lucifer sometimes because her name's Lucy. And
So anyway,
she's
I mean,
devil.
you kind of go back and you're like, yeah, you need to make sure if your kids are that important to you, your spouse should be
Yes.
that important to you.
Because you wouldn't have your kids without your spouse.
Right. Unless
Well, maybe. I mean,
there's some of those weird ones. Not weird ones, weird situations.
like your brothers.
Yeah, who has 17 kids from
No women.
74 different women.
And no women in his life. But just making sure that you're, treating those days as special, keeping the romance alive, but that you're also doing little things
know what?
like
Yeah, I was going to say just taking, like, I can be outside in the garage 24 hours a day,
I know this.
right? And you can be on reading your iPad all the time.
Right.
Or doing
Reading,
whatever, like reading, doing stuff. And, like, we have things we have to get done around the house. Like, tomorrow I plan on probably doing at least a few hours of yard work and doing those things. But in the afternoon, I literally have to stop and be like, all right, you've got enough done today. Like, go sit inside and spend 3 hours.
And we watch something
Just
that we
talking.
like or talk, but we also watch something that's interesting
Right.
to us.
And
Movies
then
or-
another thing that I think has made this has been something that's kind of been through our entire lives. We always eat dinner together.
always.
Even
You
when
tried
we hate each
so
other.
hard for me to
I
like.
don't want to say hate each other. Even when we're not in the best of times.
Right.
We still ate dinner every single
and you
night
finally,
together.
it took you about 10 years because
No, it didn't take me 10 years.
because even when you started doing jiu-jitsu
We were
again.
in Colorado.
No, when you
to
started
be
doing
like,
jiu-jitsu again, you're like, just eat. I'll eat when I get
Oh,
home.
yeah.
And I'd be like, are you stupid? Because
it took you 10 years to figure out that I don't
I'm not
eat-
going to eat
Yeah.
without you. That's our time.
always eat dinner. And we may have the TV on, but it's
We have the
normally
TV on
quiet,
now, but it's quiet or something we've
and it's
seen
just us
before.
catching up.
Talking about something that happened with work, something talking about we saw on social media or the media or a
We're just
podcast
goofing
or
or
like
joking or laughing or
we
normally Mama's
always
heads in my
we
lap. or-
always eat dinner together. It's very
it's
important.
important.
Yeah.
So if you can take anything away, it's find the few minutes in your day, right? And that's what we try.
Well,
to do.
it's
And I
a
think
little thing that makes a big difference. It's like when you
It's a
just
connection point.
randomly
Yeah.
bring me home flowers, it like melts my heart. Like I love the what are those ones they always die on us, but the
Oh, the fucking. I don't know. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but
There's they're the tall ones.
the viney kind of thing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and they're African.
it's okay. Keep going.
But anyway, so he always
Orchids.
African orchids. He always buys those for me and just brings them home. And he's like, I saw this and I thought that you would like it. I'm like, that is the nicest thing
tried
ever.
so hard to
We
get
don't
those
even
things.
buy him anymore. We
I
bought a
buy
fake
you like
one.
one every year.
We bought a
or
fake
something.
one. My dad bought
Oh,
us
yeah,
a fake
that's right.
one.
Yeah. But it's
Because they stay alive for 8 months and then they just die.
well,
They're very hard to
but
keep alive.
just kind of go out there and think,
But you bring me home flowers. You're like, these made me think of you. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. And then I'll do something.
and she never brings me home guns.
No, I don't bring you home guns.
She
But
never
I'll
takes me.
bring you home like a random coffee or I've done that before. I was trying to think today. I was like,
When
what
was the
do
last
I
time
randomly
brought something home for my husband? No, you don't.
I do too.
It's totally fine. I'm accepting of that.
Shut up. I do bring you home. It's just that yours are a bigger gesture than mine are. So we remember yours when we don't
like
remember
you'd be like,
mine.
hey, honey, I got you a
Taco.
But I was getting myself a taco. Like,
I was getting a taco
I was
and I
trying
thought
to
I'd
think. I
get
was
you a
struggling there.
taco.
Beth, it's totally fine. But Beth doesn't leave the house very often.
I
so,
don't.
the
Not
past couple
not in the
years.
last 18 months. No.
I do the grocery shopping and stuff like that.
You don't even do the grocery shopping.
No,
You
I
pick
mean, I
up
pick
the
up.
groceries. I plan the
It's
groceries
all scheduled.
and you get it all curbside.
We're
Lazy
I guess that's
AF.
another way to say like teamwork.
Yeah.
So like Beth does the grocery list. I pick up the groceries after like everything is scheduled in our days.
So I plan it, you pick it, we put it up.
Right. So
Laundry, I wash it, I fold it, I put them on your dresser, you put it up, I put them up, but you do all the
But I-
yard. You do
but I do
everything
the yard work,
outside.
I take the trash out.
He was
We
like,
have
what did you say the other day? You're like, you could, it was yesterday, you were like, you could come outside and help me with the yard work. And I was like, fuck that shit. Why would I start doing that now? 17 years in.
And I was like, touche, my friend. I'm like, you got
Why
it.
would I start doing that now? But, but then it's also funny because I'm going to tell a story really quick.
Okay. Yeah.
So in October, we went to a wedding in Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
The night before the wedding, Beth proceeded to get ripped. I mean, just probably drank
Way too much.
2 bottles of wine, probably more than 2 bottles of wine, because
And then
wine
we
is
had other drinks on top.
well, and then Greg goes out, and it's so funny because
Convenience store across the street.
this is no to the talk to go smoke a cigarette, and you ended up talking to the guy outside
Oh,
for
yeah.
forever. Lost my shit. Like, and this is where I think the communication piece comes in because I like started rattling off like you're always in the garage and you hang out with your friends more than you hang out with me and I don't understand what's going on. And you were like, we're gonna go home right now. I love you. We're going home. We're gonna talk about this. And so the next day you were like, listen, I'm glad you said what you said to me because I had to think through some of it. But can we not wait for you to get totally shit faced to freak out on me? And I was like,
Yeah.
probably a good call.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I don't.
Oh, I remember. I was just standing by the front door.
And you came in and I was bawling. You were like, whoa, what happened in the 10
Yeah.
minutes I was gone? I was like, 10 minutes, you've been gone for 30, you know? But it's, I think that's part of it is that communication piece,
Yeah, 100%.
but also not flipping out when the other person flips out.
We don't flip out.
because,
Like, not anymore.
Well, I do because I'm a girl. Like I
Is it
flipped
the
out that night.
menopause? Is it
Nope,
the menopause?
it's called alcohol. Not menopausal yet, biatch.
I'm just waiting for it.
It's not.
I'm
gonna
just
happen.
literally waiting for it. I'm like, it's gonna happen any day now.
But
Is that how
I
it goes?
think
I
that
don't know.
I don't know. My mom was sane and then she was insane, so maybe.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fucking fun.
Well, I do hormones, so it probably shouldn't be as bad.
So anyway, you guys, I evidently spit on
So do the little things. Don't freak out when the other person freaks out, and
Just be good to each other.
communication often.
Listen to each other. Listening sucks.
Oh, here's a perfect
it takes
example
way more energy to listen.
of when I did something kind for you.
What?
Girls trip, Vegas, brought you home a T-shirt.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Really, bitch?
No, I love the T-shirt. It's the Piggy League Wiggly shirt.
It's PIG. Instead of it's based off the rapper thing. Like
It was the ham place.
it was the.
It's all good. We're not going to get into this. We suck
Notorious PIG is what the shirt says instead of Notorious
all good.
BIG.
So-
But
We're going to wrap this one up.
are we? Are we gonna
Be
do that
good.
now?
This is one of the things. See? You're going to get grumpy right now, aren't you?
I'm not.
You're going to get grumpy.
I'm gonna get
Do you,
grumpy.
do you have any
No,
more shit to talk about?
I'm looking.
What else do you need to talk about? See, the problem with this is we could have a conversation
Oh, here we go.
all day long. about being good to each other and how we can be good to each other.
How we
and how we
should
could
be good to each
continue
other.
to be.
Yeah. Well, it's all, babe, it's all good.
Keeping the old new.
How do you do that?
How do you do that?
Make it happen.
I don't know.
Do it. Do it.
I don't know.
No.
That's it. That's all we got.
For everyone, it's going to be different. Just figure it out.
Fuck yeah. Hey, love you guys. Catch you later.
Bye.